Selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
As easy as pie?
Sure. All you have to do is enter your license plate or VIN.
As easy as a stroll in the park.
Okay, then just answer a few questions and you'll get a real offer in seconds.
As easy as singing.
Why not? Schedule a pickup or drop off and Carvana will pay you that amount right on the spot.
As easy as playing guitar.
Actually, I find that kind of difficult. But selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
Can be.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get an instant offer today.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
What did you just say?
I said you're very talented.
Oh, I know. How are you doing, Eric? What's going on?
This might be the final episode of whatever the name of this podcast is. What is this? Sports and Sticks with Julene and Conversate with us? I don't know. I don't get what's going on. I'm actually really sick, which is why you probably played the song "Somebody Get Me a Doctor" by Van Halen as our intro song, because yes, it is true. I think I'm dying.
Well, I mean, you sound shitty.
Yep. I'm the one who kind of stayed home and cared for my daughter when she was home with COVID. Now, she had very mild symptoms, you know.
God, you got COVID.
Much. Well, I really hope it's just a flu because, I mean, first of all, I've not only gotten the vax, but I've also gotten the booster. So I'm like ahead of most people. I don't plan on getting any more. I've decided I'm done.
Yeah.
If you can't give me 3 jabs of something and it doesn't stop me from catching it, I say you're full of shit. So
you get the yearly flu shot.
You know, I normally do, and it doesn't do anything for me. Like, I actually still wind up catching the flu every year. I get it once a year. I'm hoping this is just a flu, but it coincides with my daughter testing positive. I'm the one that stays at home with her while she was positive, and then now I'm sick. So I haven't taken a test because I'm kind of scared to, but I don't even want to know.
Are you quarantining away from your family?
No. So I will go to the grocery store. I've coughed on all the produce. I went to a Chick-fil-A and coughed at the person at the drive-thru. I figure, you know, Chick-fil-A sees a lot of people during the day, and you know that's the fastest way. Because I thought the whole point of this was to spread it as fast as possible, right? Isn't that the whole? Yeah. Did I misunderstand that? Am I off?
No, we need to get it done and get it out of the way. Whoever dies, dies. If he dies, he dies.
Yeah, right. But no, as someone who has asthma, so I have breathing problems, and I suffer from like crippling anxiety and stress, as I know you do sometimes. Stressing about having it and all that, and then not being able to breathe potentially, it kind of scares me a little bit. But I don't know. I just think it's like the flu. I mean, that's what it feels like so far. It feels like any other flu.
Well, that's why they call it. It's like it kind of feels like a flu the whole time.
Yeah,
it's just like it hits you. Can you still? Is it taste or is it smell? Which one do you lose?
I don't know. I've been eating dog poop to really just make sure I can, you know, I mean, if I can taste it or not, then I'll know.
Plus it saves you money.
Right. No, you know, I still have my taste buds. I'm still good with that. I'm a little loopy. Like, it probably wouldn't, I could drive in short distances and all that, but you wouldn't want me driving in a car for more than 45 minutes, right? Like, I do have to go pick up my daughter from school, but she's like 3 blocks down the road. So I'm fine for that. But like, I would fall asleep at the wheel because I'm loopy. Yeah,
you are, and your legs are halfway dead already. So
yeah,
I'm guessing probably focusing the area of the weakness down there. Hey, this just happened right now. Kyle Rittenhouse. Did you see the outcome on this jackass? Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I absolutely know who that is. Yeah.
Do you know what the outcome was?
I absolutely do. And you might be watching media reports, which have really, when they found out that the kind of true version of what happened. Now, I'm not debating that this kid's a jackass. I think that's a whole separate conversation, and it's even a separate conversation of should he have been there.
Not to mention, they should just sterilize him now. Let's not let the fucker reproduce.
Yeah, and I would say that. Yeah, even that. But here's the thing: I think all of that is a separate conversation because the actual fact of the matter is, This is the city where he worked in, his grandmother, his mother, his sister, and all his friends, and it was being looted and ransacked by rioters. Businesses were being burned to the ground, and the police were told to stand down. Well, guess what happens, politicians, when you defund police and you have all this happen? People, vigilantes, unfortunately, will take their reins. Now, should a 17-year-old boy have done it? No. But the fact of the matter is, he was being chased by the rioters who were pointing their guns at him. And one of the rioters said, "I'm going to fucking kill you." And he pulled the trigger on his gun. Now, whether you like what the kid was doing or you think he's a freaking moron, which I do too, it's a clear case of self-defense that was blown up by the media into, funny how no one mentions why did the other people there that were part of the riots have guns? Like, they love to point out, hey, why did this white kid have a gun? It's like, why did all the other people have a gun and marching through the streets and burning buildings? Oh, and by the way, the guy he shot that was the survivor, he's a convicted child molester.
I'm just thinking this guy.
Yeah, they never point any of that kind of stuff out.
There's going to be more riots now. People are just going to go out there and do more shit like this.
Did you hear how MSNBC was caught trying to reveal who the jurors were, and the judge had to reprimand NBC?
Wow, really?
MSNBC? Yeah,
I don't watch the news that much. This just popped up on my Twitter feed.
Because they wanted to find out who the jurors were, and then they dox them, and so the judge basically said, "You're trying to affect the outcome of the trial, because if these jurors think, oh my God, if I don't call this kid guilty, they're going to like loot my house and burn my stuff down or whatever." So they were trying to influence, and they, the only reason they caught this guy is he was trying to follow the jurors to take pictures of them. And he ran a stoplight, and that's why he was pulled over by a cop. And then the cop found all the stuff, and they searched his stuff, and he was taking photos of the jurors, and he's a journalist that works for MSNBC. And he was taking photos of the jurors, which was forbidden by the judge.
And you read and looked a lot into this.
I really do, because it pisses me off about how it's pitched in the media. The media pitched this as some 17-year-old renegade came and just shot up a town. And it's like, well, yeah, I really would not want my kid out there patrolling the streets with a gun. So if I was his mother, who, by the way, I think the bigger conversation is not Kyle Rittenhouse, it's his mother.
Yeah.
Because his mother drove him and dropped him off to do this.
Yeah, I know. That's just
like that to me is the bigger part of the story. Like, now I think this kid deserved to be not guilty, because if you talk about the true sense of the word self-defense, the other riders were pointing guns at him and had him pinned on the ground, and he just fired his weapon. It is self-defense, whether you like it or not. The mother is the one that I think should be arrested on charges of child endangerment and a few other things, because what the hell are you doing driving your child into a riot zone with an AR-15 so that he can patrol the streets?
Exactly. And that, honestly, he should have got charged with something, patrolling or not. He shouldn't be able to go out there and have his
the other people had guns too, and they were burning down buildings.
They probably got arrested too, or
not at all. No, the police were told to stand down, because they thought, hey, if you start making arrests, you're going to agitate the rioters, and they're going to call you racist. Remember, this is all they want to make this. It's all about a race thing, right? So if the white cop tries to arrest the black protester, it's just going to fuel the fire. So the cops literally stood back and just did nothing, which is also the other problem I have a problem with. Like, if the cops had been doing their job, there would have been no need for this idiot Rittenhouse to even get his stupid gun and be on the streets. Like, he had no business being there. And I will 100% agree with that. But guess what happens? I mean, let me ask you a question, Chris. If you had storming rioters through your streets, burning buildings, dragging people out of houses, flipping cars over and stuff like that, and the cops had announced, we're not going to come to save you. Well, the cops better believe you're probably on the front lawn with your guns going, don't come near here, mother effers, like you're Sam Jackson.
Well, the cops are the ones that caused us before by killing people.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like fuck them anyway. Yeah, I'll protect my shit, or I'll just move out of that fucking town. But I'm not going to put myself in the middle of it. Go down there.
Or how about this? Could you imagine
your child down there?
Could you imagine driving? Well, Juline's a little older, so you don't have a kid that's maybe that right age. But could you imagine a few years back saying, "Hey, Juline, you want to go out and patrol the streets and keep it? Let me drive you. Let me. Oh, do you have your weapon? Do you have all your ammo? Hey, have you oiled your gun? Have you taken care of your gun? I want to make sure it fires and all." And
of course, the mom's the one that should go to jail 100%, but he should still get reprimanded for something.
It's funny, they couldn't even get him on the gun charge. By the way, I don't know if you saw the other part of the trial that's really interesting to watch, which, like I said, this is what really pissed me off about the media and how they were spinning it, because they wanted it to be a certain outcome, right? That's what they want. In fact, I think the media is fueling the whole riots thing too, because they want there to be riots.
But that's why I don't watch the news or the media.
So there's a moment when the surviving guy, so Kyle Rittenhouse killed the other people that were charging at him, and one guy got shot in his arm, and like half his arm got blown off and stuff like that, and he was a survivor. By the way, he's the guy that's a child molester. I think multiple convictions, if I'm not mistaken, like multiple times he molested children. But anyways, he was testifying on the stand, and there's a moment where the attorney asks him, because this whole time their story was, oh, I never pointed my gun at him and I was not threatening to him and he just shot me out of nowhere. And then on the stand, he goes, yeah, I was pointing my gun at him and telling him I'd kill him. And in the background, you could see the prosecutor's hands because they're the ones trying to convict. He drops his head to his hands and like covers his face like, you idiot. Why did you just admit to that?
Yep.
Which was probably one of the main factors of him being found not guilty. Was their story was Kyle Rittenhouse was the aggressor and he shot people. But when everyone started playing the tapes and looking at the stuff, it's like, oh, he was being pummeled by a mob and fired his gun. Yes, he shouldn't have been there. Yes, a 17-year-old shouldn't be doing that. But he was, I don't know. I don't know. There's going to be riots, and I think it's bullshit. And I'm sad to see it because this is sad for everyone involved. But let's arrest the mother. That's the one who I'm the most interested in, like who did something wrong here. I mean, the kid was he did what every 17-year-old would do: stupid decisions. And he defended himself.
17-year-old would grab an AK and go to downtown.
No. But I mean, stupid decisions, right?
Fucking
like
idiot. He was the idiot for just putting himself in that situation at all. Even in his, of course, it's his mom. So, but beside that, hey, they found Jimmy Hoffa's body.
No,
search for Jimmy Hoffa's body leads to Jersey City landfill.
Holy crap!
This just happened this morning. Oh my god, I'm amazed. This is so cool. I'm a squirrel. Sorry. No, but I don't. I think that there's going to be more issues with that bullshit, and I think that.
Yeah, and the media's going to fuel it. The media's going to fuel it. They already got in trouble trying to dox the jurors. They've also tried to say that this is a racial trial, and then someone pointed out that Kyle Rittenhouse is white and all the people he shot were white, and they're like, but that's irrelevant. It still is about race. It's like, yeah, you're trying to fuel the flames so that there's more shit going on out there, so that you could report it and say, look at all these white supremacists, and that's like, it's just getting real old, and I'm so tired of it. Like they're trying to pull our whole country apart.
They're kind of what do you call them? Fucking idiots.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. But anyways, since I'm sick and I might be dying, this could be the end for me. I wanted to hurry up and get to my SMRT story for the day.
I wasn't ready. That's not fair.
I am too smart. I am too smart. SMRT. I mean SMART.
All right, I have one of these too. So when you're done,
my goodness. Well, I got to keep you on your toes a little bit. So,
and I broke my finger. We'll talk about that later too.
Oh wait, yeah, let's do that after so let me get to the story, and then I want to hear your finger, and then I'm gonna close my eyes and die. So, by the way, this is a really bad time to be named Karen. Like if your real name is Karen, right? Like what a horrible time. It would be like if you were in 1947, like just after the war, and you're named Adolf.
Yeah,
like,
Adolf, right?
That's like, hey, mom and dad, I know we're German and all, but like, do you think we can maybe change it to anything else? And like, oh, we'll call you Adolfo. You're like,
or if
no.
you have the last name Hitler, it changes from like right. Hitler.
Like you change the name. I think if we had named either of my daughters Karen, I honestly would have considered going to my wife and saying, do you want to just change your name? Like, let's do it while she's young. And
do it now.
Start now. So, people are getting more and more emboldened. I don't know if it's just a quarantine kind of making everyone go crazy.
Whoa, slow down. What's that word?
I don't know.
Emboldened.
They feel that it's their right. My theory is I think people are more emboldened to do it nowadays because of the mask thing, right? We have people walking around saying, put on your mask or whatever. And you would never say that to anyone else. And like, I think we've created people feel more comfortable talking to other people and telling them to do something.
Yeah, they think that they're I don't know if that's the word I would use. I would use more like they feel bestowed, or they have a right. Like
they have a right. Yeah, maybe that's a better word. They have a right to kind of tell you that you're wrong and they're right. And it used to be keep your mouth shut or whatever. So this is a story about a comedian. There's a stand-up comedian, and the story is told after the fact, right? So it's a few days later now. And the story is stand-up comedian says he's beefing up security after Karen stormed on stage. Stand-up comedian vowed to take steps to ensure that another Karen is unable to disrupt his comedy set. Affion Crockett, which is, I guess, a name, had his set interrupted when a woman jumped on stage while he was performing at the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville, Florida. The comedian shared a video of the incident, which described the woman storming on stage, as he called it, like the Capitol, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Why don't you go and play the little? Why don't you go and play the clip?
Ma'am, it's a goddamn comedy show. What the fuck it is? You gotta ingest this. What's the problem? What's the problem? Huh? What's the problem?
It's like her friend trying to get her off stage first.
Yeah.
Right?
And you watch the people start chanting Karen.
I want to know what the fuck she had to ask me.
Yeah.
What do you want to know? What do you want to know? We know you're a woman. We can tell. Good. How? How am I insulting people by talking about sexual matters between adults? I'm talking about consenting adults here. I have sex with women.
I'm surprised security's not up there yet.
Yeah, and that's what I want to know too. Where the hell's security at?
This was the Improv, man. They're losing their edge because I used to work there. They would be ripping her off stage already.
But watch it. So let's just listen to the end because I want to hear the crowd start turning on the big time.
Resounding yes over here. Resounding agreements.
Yeah, so it just kind of goes on from there, and it ends.
Hold on. Missed it. Right here.
Hi, Karen. See, white people be thinking they can do whatever the fuck they want. Storm the Capitol or storm my goddamn stage.
That's funny because she's like, I'm not even Karen. Like, she didn't even fucking get it.
She did not get it all. So
it's stupid.
Yeah, it says in the clip, Crockett questions the woman's reason for being on stage, and she responds by saying that she finds jokes about sex very offensive. The crowd began to boo the women, which you could hear in the video, leading Crockett to ask the audience, hey, was anyone insulted by what I've had to say? And then everyone responded with a loud no. And then TMZ asked him about it. He said he's pretty unfazed and the hecklers are part of the territory. But, you know, there's a difference between a heckler saying you suck or get off the stage or that's not fun, or, you know, all the stupid stuff that comedians are. When you start coming up on stage, I don't know, man. If I'm up on stage, you don't know what's going to happen nowadays, and I'm not sure of what anyone would do. And it might be hard because this was a woman coming up on stage, but now imagine if it was a man coming up on stage and confronting this guy.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't a white woman too.
Oh, absolutely, because he didn't want to like slap a bitch and then have this woman go flying off the stage, and then now he's arrested or something like that. But I got to be honest with you, man. If I'm up on stage and I see someone kind of storming the stage, my first instinct is going to be I'm going to kick, punch, swipe, like get off my stage. And I'm really surprised that security never stepped in, like at any point.
Quick as they did. Yeah, no, that was whack. I don't know if I've worked with him or I think I've met him before because we follow each other on Instagram, and I saw it pop up and he's in his feed. He's like, hey, this happened to me. And it was kind of funny. I watched it and I'm like, she had to have been drunk. I hope, like really drunk, because she didn't have any idea what Karen was, first, when she started leaving, and two, how'd she get up there that quick?
That, you know what? That was probably the fastest that bitch has moved in years.
Yeah. And it's like the first person up there seemed like her friend trying to get her down, which I wouldn't have tried at all. You'd have been on your own there.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, to have the balls, figuratively or whatever, to just get up there and do that is such bullshit. And I guarantee you, if it wasn't a black male comedian, she wouldn't have done it.
True. Or if it wouldn't have been a male comedian too. I also think that the male part really resounded with her. But like I said, I think people are more, as you called it, feel that they have the right to, they're sitting out in the audience and they're like, I don't agree with this, I'm taking the stage. And that you would have never seen that 10 years ago. You would have never seen that 30 years ago. This is a relatively new thing. I mean, you know,
it's happened from time to time. There have been some issues,
but this is happening all the time where you're getting confronted. And like I said, you're going for a walk, you know, you're going for a walk with your daughters and you're out on a trail, and then someone walks by and says, put up your mask. And it's like, for you, first of all, I'm outside, leave me alone. You know, I'm out in the open, I'm not infecting anyone. But like stuff like that, where that would have never happened. You would have never, you know, said anything. I mean, yeah. So I think that that's what kind of contributed to it. I think Twitter also has something to do with it, where when other point in your life, in human history, you wouldn't have been able to go, I really don't like what Frank Sinatra had to say. Let me tell him he sucks on Twitter. Well, first of all, Frank would have probably had you killed, but like you never at any other time, you're like, hey, Cleopatra, I think you suck. And I'm going to tell you about it on like the stone tablet and put it up on the, on the floor. Like there was none of that before. This is all new. You're able to call out LeBron James you're able to,
you're able to touch, directly connect to him. So now let's go from one smart white woman to another smart white woman. I don't know if you've heard this, but please just listen
to the politics and all those woke storylines in so many shows today. I was watching an episode of, where measles came up.
Wait. When did I mention measles?
I don't know. It was on You.
Wait, what was on me? What are you talking about? Right? Is Raymond even hearing what I'm saying? I never had the measles.
Was on You.
We never did a measles and vaccine episode. Is this a joke?
I know.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was on You. It was on You.
Raymond, I've never had measles. What are you talking about? This is stupid.
It was an episode of a show, Laura.
What's it called?
You.
What is he talking about?
It's called You.
I've never done a show on measles. I just completely give up. We got to get
It's a show
I give up.
called You on Netflix.
There's a show called Laura Ingraham on Netflix. What are you talking about?
Moving on to Adele. I can't explain this to you. The pop singer.
I'm moving on to Adele. Okay.
Oh my God. No. So like that was like Abbott and Costello, who's on first routine, like where he's like, you, and she's like, you, me. What are you talking about? No, you.
This right here. Hold on.
To hear. Something different.
Okay, so that's the whole bit there, but it's literally on the same page I'm looking at. That's funny you said that.
That's hilarious. So I wanna almost say that he was. Here's the vibe I got from that one. I have a feeling he was doing that on purpose, trying to be funny, but he is very unfunny, and it just didn't come off right. Like I think that was him trying to be comedic, like he was trying to do a bit, I think.
No, it was her being so self-centered and so full of herself that she literally, you can see their faces, she literally thought he was talking about a show that she did and not
and I actually thought he was the idiot. I'm like, what the hell? What do you mean whatever the stupid comment you're making makes no freaking sense? Like I don't get it.
He was saying there's a television show called You about the measles, and she was like, I never did anything on the measles, and she goes, no, it's on You, and she's like, we never did a bit. So he's like trying to explain that it's a TV show called You about the measles, not a TV show called Laura Ingraham, you fucking self-centered.
That's probably more of a bitch. Yeah, very that's very self-centered.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
that's my first smart story of the year. I'm so excited.
Look at this. Look at you contributing.
Speaking of smart people, I broke my finger.
Oh, so yeah, tell me about that. What's up?
I broke it in Mexico when I was down there. Remember when I jammed it?
Yes, that's right. But I didn't know you actually broke it.
Yep, broke it. Trying to stand up on a dock at a wedding, I think. Literally, I was just trying to get out of the way of pictures, and I jammed my finger somehow trying to put on a wet shoe. That's how lame it was. That's how lame.
Yeah, that's how you know you're getting old when you didn't break it like. So I was trying to escape from these guys that were chasing me, and I hopped over a wall, skid over a taxi, rolled under a big wig, pulled my gun. Like it was nothing cool like that. I was trying to get up.
I would have settled for just I was working on a Marvel movie and I tripped over a cord. I'd go for that over the fact that I was just kind of standing up and moving out of the way, and it was like a byproduct of me just moving. It's so stupid, but I didn't go to the doctor for the longest time because our insurance screwed us up. So now it's been hurting me for so long, I barely touch it. It would just like resonate pain. So I went to the doctor to give me some badass ibuprofen that works even better when you're drinking with it. And my finger swelling's gone down, and I just got to keep moving it to work out the scar tissue. But yeah, how dumb and old am I?
Dude,
I'm almost caught up to you.
That's really
both categories.
Yeah, that's really lame. Yeah, I know, right? That's really a lame way. I hope you invent a little bit better. Or are you of the age where you don't care about having the cool story to it?
I don't care about having the cool story, but I think I'm going to add this to my scar on my forehead, and my shoulder hurts right now too because I did something else. So I think I'm going to encompass them all together and just say I've been training with the UFC fighter.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And
Chris, I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen your body. I don't think anyone's going to believe that you trained with a UFC fighter.
Hey, what was that Kevin James movie where it's Kevin Smith or whatever the hell it was, where he was a fat UFC fighter?
I didn't know that was that was a movie.
Yeah, it's called Here Comes the Boom.
Here Comes the Boom.
He's a fat UFC fighter.
Oh my God. Well, I did not know that. That's interesting.
It's so much fun. But anyway, hey, calm down there, COVID. I'm gonna go and edit out a few words out of this podcast here in a second, and then why don't you just go die somewhere?
Okay, I think I'm going to. I'm a little dizzy.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, pussy. All right, man, go. I really though, you probably do have COVID, and you should go get checked, but you're not going to. So
I'm not going to. But unless it's a rectal exam, I've decided that I only will get tested for things if it involves a rectal exam.
Unless it's a rectal exam. That is just
Eric, I think we need to check and see if you need to wear glasses. And Eric unzips his pants, pulls down his pants. Eric, what are you doing? Well,
and then you see the size.
Yeah. You got to see if this brown eye needs glasses.
They're like, hey, is his wife here? Because she has to get a divorce now.
Oh my gosh.
All right, man, don't die.
All right.
We'll catch up next week on We Should. No, it doesn't work that way.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
All right, later. Bye.
Somebody give me a shot.
Selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
As easy as pie?
Sure. All you have to do is enter your license plate or VIN.
As easy as a stroll in the park.
Okay, then just answer a few questions and you'll get a real offer in seconds.
As easy as singing.
Why not? Schedule a pickup or drop off and Carvana will pay you that amount right on the spot.
As easy as playing guitar.
Actually, I find that kind of difficult. But selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
Can be.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get an instant offer today.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.